So I kind of want to talk about not listening to the noise, right? So you see all of these people making a fuckload of money, getting tons of views, all these people in your community, in your niche, that are just doing objectively better than you in every single way. And I want to talk about how to tune out this noise. That is how you win. So all of this, how to grow on social media, how to get 1 million followers, how to make $1 million, all of these things is just strayed from noise. It is output. It is result, not output. It is just result. So when you take a look at it, right, when you think, what made them get there? You're paying attention to all of these things, all of these creator hacks, all of the advices, everything that comes from creating. Because you need to understand, with social media, you are creating. Your entire point, your job, your output is to create something, to create, to add to the world. So when you take a look at the noise that comes from it, from everyone else, and you're paying attention to all of their results and what they are doing, it is simply irrelevant when you take a look at it. And it's incredibly easy to get overwhelmed when you do look at it, because then you're looking at this mountain of like $1 million brand, and you're thinking to yourself, well, how the fuck do I get there? And that's how you overwhelm yourself and almost promise to never begin in the first place. So this is kind of how I tend to tune out everything else that's happening and trying to just focus on creating, not anything else. My job isn't to optimize my website, not to optimize buyer bias, etc. It is to create. And everything on the back end comes later. The first thing is literally getting off your phone. So when you go on Instagram and you see anyone you follow, anyone you are influenced by or that you look up to, that's awesome. That's good. Inspiration is cool. But when you see them doing better than you, you automatically tend to compare your situation to them. And it's stupid easy to just feel like shit afterwards. Like, really easy. Although you should have the mindset of, they're doing better than me, I should go harder. It's very hard to train your mind to think like that. So that was the first thing that I kind of incorporated into my day-to-day, and that's literally just putting this thing down. Because every single second that you spend on it is 5 seconds taken away of focus and of creating. You are consuming. And in this world, you gain nothing in the long run by consuming. You don't get anywhere. You get absolutely nothing positive from consuming with the bias or the context of what you want to do in the end. On like a 5-year time frame, consuming 3 to 7 hours every single day. Yeah, free time is cool. Free time is a thing. I understand. But the first thing you should be doing is putting the phone down. You'll be focused. You will reset your dopamine, and you will instantly change the way your brain feels about the phone and everything that comes from it, and you will be redirected to creating. So that is the entire point of putting it down. It is to redirect your attention and your energy into putting something out instead of taking things in. So that was the first thing I did, and I feel like that's one of the biggest things that helped me the most in terms of creating and being creative with output and focus, and honestly, my relationships with everyone else as well. When you consume less, you then have a higher quality of relation with everyone else. It's kind of weird, but please just try it for a week. Do 3 hours of phone, get off the phone. All right, max. 3 hours max. My max is like 2-3. So the second thing that I do to block out the noise and to just focus is to literally, I don't want to say drown, but you want to wire your brain to constantly think about your brand or your output or video ideas, scripting, hooks, literally any element that goes into what you are trying to put out. You should spend virtually every single second thinking about it. And the way to get there is to simply be infatuated with it. If you don't love the idea or the art form of picking up the camera and creating something and making something that articulates and reflects your emotions and your brand, if you're not gonna enjoy placing those bricks and facing the failures, there is no point of you beginning this entire journey in the first place, because you're just gonna get burnt out regardless. And you're probably not even gonna enjoy it. So that's kind of the second thing I did that helped me the most pretty easily. The third is kind of like a mental thing of preaching positivity and just thinking positivity. So I'm going to get a little spiritual. When you think about an idea, when you think about something, and usually it's a want. For example, I want an M4. Okay, cool. Thinking about an M4 all day isn't exactly going to get me an M4. But you are putting more energy into the universe about getting the M4. So all of your thoughts are reconstructed for the common purpose of getting the M4. So this is what I mean of kind of being in love with it, to the point of it is all you think about. And this kind of goes back to the point of what you kind of see a lot in Whiplash. Success, to reach a certain level of success in the field that you want to achieve, it takes a lot. It is the price you have to pay for success could be literally anything and everything. Taking that step forward and finally understanding this is what I have to give up. That is when you are met with the bridge of, do I want to take this step? Is it worth it? And to me, it was worth it every single fucking time. That's all I think about. Taking that step, going further in the journey. And that's kind of what, I hope you can't hear that. That's, holy shit, you are loud. That is the thing that I'm talking about, of being infatuated and in love and seriously obsessed with. Like, this has to become, I don't want to be dramatic. I don't want to make things seem bigger than they are, etc. But you need to love this to the point of, if you are not doing it or thinking about it or thinking about doing it, I don't know. Maybe I'm disbalanced. Maybe I'll probably come back to this in the future and be like, yo, you're a fucking idiot. This is not the way to do it. But right now, this is how I feel. Put energy out to the universe. Put positivity. Okay, you can receive hatred. Hatred's a beautiful thing. Hatred will make you more money than you can even comprehend. But when you just output positivity and you have genuine intentions and you are always constantly thinking about how to put out positivity and to help and to make the world a better place, this kind of sounds crazy. Usually, the positivity comes back. So when you are undergoing that bias, things tend to work out a little better. So yeah, that's kind of how I block out the noise and stay focused, really. So going back to what I was saying, when you do block out this noise, the objective or the mindset or the way to get there changes from what is everyone else doing. While yes, that's important because it helps you gauge trends and how you can be different, etc. But it changes from that to just create. You are then expressing and putting the things that reflect your values, your morals, and what you want to input to the world, because it is at the most authentic core of you. That is your goal. That is what you want to do. Just create.